Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Chrissy and I'm here to do a book review of The Truth According to Ember by Danica and Nava. This book is a romantic comedy set in the office workspace and it's told in the first person point of view from our main title character, Ember. This also features two indigenous main characters written by an indigenous person. It features Ember, who is just trying to find a job with benefits, medical, dental, possibly vision. She has sent out 37 applications and have gotten back 37 rejections. One night when she's talking about this with a friend of hers, her friend and her decide to come up with a way to tweak said resume. Those tweaks may or may not be lies. They are lies. One of them is that she changed it to where she has her degree when really she is still working towards her degree. And the other one is that she decides to change her ethnicity from indigenous to white. Though to be fair, her dad was white. When she applies to a company called Texnix, she is hired as an accounting assistant. The thing is that as she is working, she ends up lying a lot more. Partly to try and keep up the ruse that she knows like what she has been doing because she's supposed to have her degree. And also she just ends up finding herself knee-jerk reaction lying. The big problem comes when she meets Danica, who is the handsome IT man. There's a no dating policy in the office, and now Ember is trying to juggle her feelings for Danica along with trying to keep her job. And now Ember finds herself having to balance her feelings for Danica and the lies that she has told and paying all the bills. I absolutely love rom-coms, and this certainly met my expectations for them. In fact, more so. I heavily enjoyed the narration. I thought that the humor Ember brings into her observations about what's going on around her is just chef's kiss. I also found Ember to be incredibly relatable. This is on page 11. Texnix offered insurance, and I wanted it. Texnix could be a cover for a mafia money laundry business, and I wouldn't care. Did the mafia provide 401k with matching contributions? If so, I'd look the other way. Also, in that whole bit, she doesn't know what the product is that Texnix sells. I feel like if I ever went into accounting and did the same thing, I too would just not know, and I probably wouldn't look it up. I'd probably be like, who knows? I have medical insurance? Psh, done. I get PTO? Done. And while this book does have its lighthearted moments, it does carry some heavy themes, such as sexism, racism, and even just trying to get out of poverty. The sexism and racism is both covert and overt. Danica in particular really gets the overt side of racism. He gets called a lot of derogatory names, and sometimes people say them without thinking that they're derogatory, but they are. And at one point he gets a bit fetishized, and that was a little bit uncomfortable. And Ember does get her brunt of people being sexist towards her, but some of it also comes in the form of a character who is pregnant. Like there's a certain nickname she gets, and the reason why she has that nickname is kind of rooted in that. Now going back over to the racism piece, there is a covert sense of racism when there is this like spiritual leader who gets hired on, and this spiritual leader ends up just using a lot of indigenous stereotypes that are they're not good. Not good. But the way that the author handles these moments, one, calling out what they are, sexist, racist, all those things, while also having like this tongue-in-cheek narration around it, was beautiful to me. And as far as the romance itself in this book, I'm a huge fan. I really loved the interactions between Danica and Ember. They have this flirty bantering that goes on, and then as they get to know each other and build a friendship with one another, they start to communicate without words to each other, mainly in facial expressions that I thought was really well done. Danica looked at me and raised his eyebrow, wordlessly asking, "This is weird. Will you be okay?" There's quite a bit of that peppered in through this book, and I just love. As far as physical intimacy between these two characters, there are on-page scenes of that with some explicit language, but it's in the later half of the book and it goes by pretty quickly. Like it's not pages upon pages upon pages upon pages. Like it's not like 3 chapters later you're wondering if they're chafing. Lastly, while I love the main characters, I also love the side characters. And I thought the author did a really good job because sometimes for debuts are the first books in like standalone series, which I don't know if this will be. I hope it is. I sometimes am not the biggest fan of the main characters. Like, I'll like them okay, but I'll prefer the side characters. In this book, that wasn't the case. I heavily liked the side characters, and I wanted to see more of them, but I was very invested in Ember and Danica. This just made me want to look up whether or not it's planned to be a series, so I could find nothing. So far, it is a standalone. I'm just gonna cross my fingers and hope. If you're looking for an office place rom-com, this may be the book to pick up. If you are interested in reading more indigenous books, please go follow my friend Naomi. I will link in her TikTok, her Instagram, and her book club in the description. She also is a big fan of horror, so if you like horror books, please go follow her there.
Mommy!
Yes, baby.
Take a picture.
Can you go wait for me, please?
No.
We'll go take a picture later. Thank you so much for watching, and as always and forever, make it lost in a book.
What?